Hello, Internet, and welcome to more stories. I'm going to start off with PettyRevenge today because I have had a fucking bitch of a time, let me tell you. This goes back to May 18th, 2023. I don't know when this video will be edited and out. But on May 18th, 2023, I came home from work and they had a notice on our door saying, hey, you need to mow the lawn or we're going to fine you $50 and you have until the next day, May 19th. This was on our door on May 18th. So they only gave us one day. And so Roland, we were going to drive separately and I was going to mow the lawn when I got home the next day because the grass was still wet because it had been raining for the past 3 days. And Roland was going to drive separately so I could get home early to take care of that. Roland, his car battery, my husband, his car battery was dead. It wouldn't work, wouldn't turn on whatsoever. He would put in his key, turn it, car wouldn't even turn on. So he stayed home and he mowed the lawn that morning. And he did that. And when our rent came due, they didn't have that $50 surge charge. That's my alarm for medication I'm not taking because I don't have food to take with it because I'm very upset right now. But May 19th, his car battery was dead and he had to stay home. So he mowed the lawn for me while I took care of everything at work. So there was that. So he mowed the lawn on the 18th. Our rent came in on May 26th. That's normally when the bill comes out. I don't remember if it was 26th or 28th, but it came in around there. There was no surge charge of saying, hey, you didn't mow your lawn, otherwise I would have taken care of it then. But we paid our rent. They took several days to take the check out. My husband kept fucking checking. And today, June 8th, a Thursday, it was before my first break at 9:45, so it was 9:30ish. They sent a thing, hey, you owe us $50 because we mowed your lawn on the 19th. And I'm like, no, you did not. This is a mistake. There's an error somewhere. They did not. And I've been going back and forth with them, arguing, no, my husband mowed the lawn on that day. He mowed it in the morning. And she's saying, well, their landscapers just arrived and they said that they did mow your lawn and therefore you have to pay us. But no. My husband, he mowed the lawn that morning before everything and had it handled. So either their landscapers are lying or they mowed an already mowed lawn and they're fucking ridiculous because they're stupid. And we've been going back and forth since this morning at 9:30, and I am so upset that I feel like vomiting, my heart's pounding in my chest, I feel really close to a fucking panic attack. I'm very upset, and I understand. They're trying to harass us. They are legit harassing us. They've been doing other bullshit. They told us a rocking chair that's been on our porch for years is not patio furniture and made us get rid of it. And when I asked what's up with this, she said, count our blessings that it wasn't a problem earlier. So yeah, they're definitely trying to harass us. They got rid of my sister and her husband. They're trying to get rid of me and my husband. They're bringing in all these newer trailers that they're making. And yeah, it's straight up harassment, but I can afford a lawyer. I don't even know how to go through those hoops and shit to get a lawyer. And I'm upset. And it's understandably upset. My husband is luckily at home, but he is waiting on a washing machine to arrive. And I cannot fucking handle this shit. What we pay, so our lot rent is $430 for the lot rent. Then water and $20 for trash because they finally got an actual trash person and not a guy in his fucking truck to do it. So yeah, and we live in a mobile home community. So we live in a mobile home, a trailer. They make you have to, one, own the trailer. So there's that. I own the trailer because it was given to me by a relative because I helped do some physical labor and maintenance on the trailer. So yeah, and that's how I got the trailer. Like, they evicted my sister from her trailer, but they cut the tongues off those trailers, so we can't even move them even if I get, like, a piece of land. But right now, I don't know where I can go. Like, I make $16.48 an hour. My take-home pay after my insurance is about $1,000. A little give or take. I think it's like 1,200 or something. And then most of that gets taken up by bills like car insurance and whatever. And then, because I get paid the 1st of the month and the 15th of the month. And everywhere around us is like, it's kind of like bi-weekly pay. Everywhere around us is like, they want $2,000 for like a 1-bedroom. And it's me, my husband, and our cat. We need at least a 2-bedroom because I was robbed of my privacy and my space most of the time growing up. So I like to have like my own space, my own work area, just my own space that I can go and lay down with all my plushies and deal with that. But I'm very upset. I am very much considering at this moment packing up all of my shit, because it would literally be cheaper for me to just get a storage unit, pack up all my shit, put it in storage, and for me to just live in my car. But at the same time, I have a cat. I can't do that to my cat. I can't be homeless with a cat. And that is the hiccup on that. And I'm upset, I'm frustrated, I'm not quite sure what the bloody do at this point, so yeah. But let's go on and read some PettyRevenge stories from Reddit after I spent 7-8 minutes ranting. Thank you very much. I should probably read some actual wholesome stories to help calm me down, but we're not. Our first story is Don't Look Down on Short People by user Naive Weakness 4360. I'm pretty short for a guy, 5'5", or 1'65". At the time of this event, I was in college. We had a class about how we were supposed to deal with aggression, both instrumental aggression and emotional aggression. FYI, emotional aggression is, as the name indicated, aggression coming from emotions like anger or grief. Instrumental aggression is aggression used as a tool to reach a certain goal. It's manipulative and insidious. Most of it was practical exercises where one student had to act as the aggressor and the other as the one handling the aggressor. In this exercise, I had to pretend to be the aggressor while the other student, let's call him A, had to be the victim while trying to get me to leave the premises. There are certain tactics for this, like starting out polite and getting increasingly less polite until eventually the victim keeps yelling, "Get out," which is usually when the aggressor stops and actually gets out. A was taller than me by at least 20 centimeters, 7 inches. While we were doing the exercise, he laughed and mocked me, saying, "Sorry, but he can never be intimidated by such a small guy like me." I was trying pretty hard to come over as aggressive, but all he did was laugh. It felt pretty humiliating. "Just do the exercise, please, even if you have to play along." A couple of months later, we have to do our exams, and I get paired up with the same guy. Again, I am the aggressor using instrumental aggression. The situation is that I'm smoking in a non-smoking area, whereas he is the safety advisor trying to get me to leave. Oh boy, it's payback time. In a normal situation, I have to act up a bit, and then leave after tactics are used, but I felt like simulating real life just a tiny bit more. This is how the exam went while other students and the teacher watched. A, "Excuse me, sir, but you're not allowed to smoke in this parking lot. Please put out the cigarette." Me, "Nah." A, "Again, it's against the rules to smoke here. I advise you to leave." Me, "Advise all you like, boy." A, "I'm telling you to leave now." Me, yawns and pretends to ignore him while smoking a fictitious cigarette. A, "Get out." Me, chuckles and keeps smoking. A, Get out! This is where the scenario usually ends. Me starts walking towards him and blows fictitious smoke in his face and see him get flustered. A, get out! Me walks back towards my smoking spot and continues smoking. Just because you're yelling now doesn't mean anything gets changed. A's face is beet red by now, and he's visibly shaking from nervousness. It's still an exam after all, and he's at a loss. Him, with a trembling voice. If you don't leave, I'm going to call the police. Me, cool as an ice cube. Go ahead. Few more puffs and my cig is finished anyway. A pretends to call the police. Me, well, I'm done. See ya, dumbass. Scenario ended. Visible relief on A's face, and that of the surrounding students who thought it was a bit too intense. A walks up to me, complaining that I dragged it out too long, responded by telling him things don't always play out the way you've learnt them in class. Teacher agreed with what I said and follows up by saying that the important thing was that I left even if his actions didn't have that much impact on me. He still did everything by the book, so it's not like he failed his exam, which wasn't my intention either. I just wanted to give him a hard time because shorties are people too, jackass. TLDR, fellow students calls me short, so I make him tremble. And that's hilarious, because I'm also short. I'm like 4'11". So yeah. Our next story is by user Repulsive G,8396. My mom got her petty revenge by breaking my father's hand whilst he gave birth to their first child. So I don't know how petty this is, but I had to get this off my chest because I am so proud. For 15 years, my mother was in an abusive relationship with my father on and off. She kept leaving him because his abuse towards her, and then he kept manipulating her to come back with him. My mother was pregnant with her first child, me, and then went to the hospital as she went into labor. My mother has said medical condition, which meant there was a 50-50 chance she could or couldn't die during childbirth. I can tell this was a scary time for her. She told me that altogether that was 20 people in the room, all had different specialties. Also, we're British, so very fortunate she didn't have to worry about paying for this. Yep, my sister, I'm pretty sure, still has bills from her child, who I believe is now 10. Labor is very painful itself, but the medical condition she had would make childbirth even more painful. Due to this, she had to have a lot more pain relief. This is where my mother decided that she would get her revenge. My father arrived to the hospital 20 minutes after she got there, and I was the only birth he turned up for. Which means there are other children in this mess, and I am so sorry for the mom, OP, and their siblings. My mother pretended the pain relief wasn't working. My father reached out his arm and my mom grabbed his hand. Because the pain relief wasn't working, she kept pushing his hand until it broke. My father had to go next door to A&E and get it fixed. Every time my mother told the story, right up until the night she died, she would say it with a smile, and she was so proud of it. I've witnessed a lot of pettiness, but this beats them all. And that's just precious of the mom to be able to do, because that's perfect, wonderful. And you know what? We're at 13 minutes. We're gonna read one more just so it's not, half of this is me bitching about my living situation. I'm sorry, guys. I needed to get it off my chest because I am very, very upset, very angry, all of that. But our next story is by Desfin, and it's titled, Can't Exchange Shifts to Have the Weekend Off? Had Fun Working It Anyways. This story took place around a decade ago, and just thought to share and I hope you enjoy my little petty action. I was working in fashion retail at the time and was responsible for opening and closing of the store most of the time. An assistant manager role was available, and I applied for it, only to have the position filled by an external hire due to them having more managerial experience. I was relatively upset at the news since I had to teach her how to fill in the budget book, etc., but didn't let it show. You ever notice how, weird it is that managers, they'll teach you shit without giving you a raise and make you kind of do parts of their job that they really should be doing. Like, I was filling out, I worked at an arcade. The arcade location that I worked at is now closed. But just in case, because they are a corporation, I don't want them coming for my ass. But, I did the stock for the kitchen and bar. And I would write estimate of how much we would actually need for the next couple of days, because we got 2 shipments in a week. So, yeah. I had to do that at the beginning of the month. I had to write that out, like, what all we had, and what we probably needed to order. I had to do that at the beginning or end of the month, and I had to come in early for that, and then, yeah. Like, I've talked about it. Like, I would leave at 3:30 in the morning and then be called back to come back in at 10 a.m. in the morning. So, yay. Onward. Still bullshit that you had to change your new manager. Y'all, this new assistant manager couldn't math for shit, and I had to fix the budget book every time she had to close the shift prior. I'm bad at maths, but simple addition, subtraction, and multiplication? I'm sure a kid can do better than that. Also found her peeling off her fake nails and just chucking them on the ground. I approached her on this, and she shrugged, saying I was going to vacuum anyways. Anyway, I digress. That company's gonna be paying for a new fucking vacuum, that's what I'm hearing. My birthday is in September, and it sucks whenever it comes to asking for a day off, as it falls on school holidays, aka busy season. I was happy to work on my birthday itself, on a Wednesday. I know, right? I believe that's what IIRC. And I wanted to take the weekend off in advance. I asked my manager if I could have the Saturday I was scheduled on off, and she was like, no, unfortunately, it's going to be busy due to school holidays and I need you in. I asked if I could exchange it with the assistant manager who was working with her on Wednesday, and she outright denied it, giving some BS excuse. Well, by this point, I was already frustrated at management, so I did the pettiest thing I could. I submitted my notice of resignation exactly 2 weeks prior to the Saturday I wanted off. On hindsight, should have quit on the spot a day prior for ultimate pettiness. I hope either of them enjoyed working that weekend. In all honesty, I kinda did this when I quit. I didn't put in a 2-week notice. I was just like, okay, I have a new job secured. I'm going to start on this day. And I quit. It was either the Thursday or Friday before I started my new job so I could have some time off to enjoy it. And even customers were just like, you seem so happy and cheery today. And I'm just like, I'm quitting. I have a new job. It was great. It paid more. Because, like, I was making, like, what? I think I was making 10-something, and I went to a job that paid me 11-something. And it had steady hours, so, yeah. Bitch, yeah, I'm gonna take that new job. Fuck off. Alright, we're gonna read the very last story that I have queued up in my PettyRevenge, Google Chrome tab, because I am in my car with no internet. And I'm just like, well, I read all the other ones. Grand opening. Mardi Gras fun. If you have heard of Mardi Gras in New Orleans, you have likely heard that it is a righteously good time. For all except food service hospitality employees, for them it's a month of hellish work. If you are unaware, carnival season begins at 12th night, King's Day, the 6th of January. This continues for 40 godforsaken days. I am so sorry. At this time in the early aughts, I was FOH/bar manager at a Denny's across from our local, very prominent airport. Oh, fucker. For context, I guess it means, behind of house devotee. In front of house is FOH. Okay, my brain is just like, what does this terminology mean? I worked in an arcade, so I don't understand. I am extensively trained in that area. However, a long hauler with limited skills accompanies that management spot. Okay, not trying to harsh your buzz, but a position for assistant general manager came open that I would be well equipped for. I applied, interviewed well, and an outside applicant was hired. Upon looking into them, they were not as qualified. Okay, missed my shot. We'll try again later. Mardi Gras rolls around. The newest hired required the entirety of the busiest last week of Mardi Gras off to watch his 5-year-old daughter throw beads in a truck parade. Y'all, this is some low-stake shiznits. Seriously, low stakes. Next, the GM decides to follow suit. He decides that he has to attend parades with his family during the busiest time of the Carnival Festival. Oh, no. Y'all are the management. Y'all can be doing that shit. A schedule comes out to managers handling a 24-hour shift for a week. Some turnarounds are as little as 4 hours long. No. Even despite my recent type A diabetes diagnosis, I will fight that tooth and nail. I approached DM. Hard no. I approached HR. Hard no. I approached DM again and knew what his answer would be. But I went to this meeting in my pajamas. I will give you as much respect as you give me. I made my final plea that I knew would be dismissed. I then placed my keys upon his desk and said, "Enjoy Mardi Gras," and walked out. And oh, sweet Jesus business. Bitch, you deserve that shit. Because y'all can push and push and push and push, and we tell you, because it's like, we don't want to say, look, I'm at my breaking point, because that's viewed as a bad thing, but really, they constantly are just pushing people to the breaking point, and they're just like, it's not that we don't want to work, it's that we want some goddamn fucking respect. Like, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, all these things. Like, where I'm working currently, they haven't maintained their water filter or water fountain since apparently 2020, and there's mold growing in those bitches, at least in the ice side, but none of us are touching the water side because fuck, I don't trust that shit. So, yay. But thank you all for listening to me rant. If you want to support me so I can, like, fucking move and actually save up for, like, a down payment on, like, a new apartment or something, if you know of any place I can go to in Georgia, email me, message me, tweet me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, something, because I need to get the fuck out this bitch. But if you want to help support me financially, one, just watch my videos, turn them on in the background. If you want some cute, cool stickers, I have a Redbubble with a lot of cute stickers that I've been designing and putting up there. I'm going to be doing some membership, YouTube membership live streams, in the coming weeks because I got accepted into a reanimation project. So if you can't make the live streams that I do make public for everyone, they will be saved for memberships only to watch. So yeah, do me a favor, watch my shit. If you just want to, I don't know, buy pictures of my feet, that's on my OnlyFans. That's in my link tree down below. I do some voice acting, mostly not safe for work, because that's what I've been hired for, but I do a little bit of voice acting, and that's in my Fiverr, and I'll go and I'll reactivate that shortly. And I also have commissions on Ko-fi, so thanks!